are back to the Dr. B and Miss B Emptynester Lifestyle Podcast Show. I am Dr. B and
I'm Mrs. B.
There you go. We are officially, and we're in our new studio, Miss B. What do you think about that?
It's getting better and better. I like the positive, good sound audio.
There you go. Yes, the audio is set up a little bit different in our new studio. It's let me give a shout out to Hater Seat Podcast Equipment, the bundle that we have, and it's Sound Council Model Number 9. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hater Seat Podcast Equipment. What do you think about that, Ms. B?
Oh, I like it. Hayden Scene. Hayden. Isn't that correct?
Hater Seat. Hayner.
All right.
Podcast Bundle.
I had said that because I wanted to know the spelling again as I looked at it, because there is a number of artists that use different audio and sound engineer equipment, and as well as Hayden, the name Hayden, is used in music, classical, as well as symphony. So you have Hayden or Handel in different types of music, but I'm visual arts. So I do understand the different genres and categories of fine arts. So very nice selection, Dr. B. Very nice.
Second time using it. We're experimenting and taking it one step at a time. Hopefully you can hear me at this stage of the game. I'm just looking at the tone.
He's enthralled by how the soundtrack and the sounds coming out of the audio engineer board, the music engineer board, and then watching the waves of voice going up and down. Just pretty cool because it's digital. And that's no wrong with that.
And we want to give a special shout out to all our podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Players FM, Podchaser, Boom Play. That's Boom Play. And YouTube. We want to give a shout out to YouTube. So thank you for all the podcast platforms. Isn't it funny? Isn't it interesting that we're on all these podcast platforms, Miss B?
Oh, it is. Thank you, Instagram. You are wonderful. People, subscribers. Gotta have a thank you to Instagram.
Yeah, we're going to give a shout out to Instagram because Instagram, we got great following there, and we appreciate their support. And as we expand into a new genre in a few more weeks, we're going to be expanding out to a large, don't say anything, Miss B, to a special larger audience.
Yeah, I've read some information that even further social media, different platforms that are coming up, that are rising up, and different types of platforms that are in social media. And I've also read somewhere, and it has been confirmed by other people, that there's going to be, or hopeful of a buyout of TikTok for an American company.
I knew she was going to no. We don't care right now. We're
we
ready
do
to
care if we use that platform.
This podcast show
and some
number,
do.
This is podcast show number 15.
We'll care about it when it
here's
happens.
the focus on our podcast show number 15. Here's the question, Mrs. B. Have you felt sadness and depressed as an empty nest?
Ooh, real fast
Okay,
switch.
we're digging deeper now. Okay, have you felt sadness and depressed as an empty nest?
Okay. Let me think about that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I got to count down into a deeper dive of how I feel about that question.
Are you ready?
Yeah, are you ready?
He's playing music.
We're digging deeper.
Are you ready?
Digging deeper. We're doubling down.
Well,
on the question of, have you ever felt sadness and depressed as an empty nester?
Yeah, and you do have to have sense of humor and make light of some things. Everything's not serious in life. Have I felt sadness? I don't think I felt so much depressed. I think I had sadness and melancholy. For me, the word is melancholy. You know, missing a different kind of life and transitioning to a life when your children grow up and are out of the house and you are with your husband and wife as a couple and you're on your own schedule. And so you think back with the memories that belong to you, their lived experience that don't belong to anyone else personally, nor intimately as husband and wife and as mother and father. So I feel there is melancholy, sentimental memories, and some nostalgia because it's generational from what my parents passed down that I passed down to my children and family members. And I've never really felt depressed. I think I fought if that was coming towards me in any kind of way. I fought it off and pushed it off and looked at it as a sort of kind of malady that could put a malaise on your life. And I didn't accept it. I felt like I can overcome things, and whenever I needed help or talk to someone or any type of therapy, I went and talked about it, and I did so. So I felt like I was in control. The last sentence, I was in control.
Therapy? You mentioned therapy.
I was, and that's my private, confidential.
I know.
And I was in control of my actions, of what I chose to do, rather than take so much advice, particularly from external people, assuming what's going on with that person or this person's action.
Okay, you brought up a great
you
point. You brought up a great point. Let me now see. This is what I listen. Do you think empty nesters need therapists at this stage of our life? Again, we're digging deeper, and the sadness and depression is very serious.
Yes, sir.
And sometimes you may need professional help. Is it okay to get professional help?
I would say absolutely, but there is a certain amount of time and a certain amount of reasoning that you would stay in therapy. It's good to be in therapy or to go to therapy. If you need help, by all means, do so and get counseling and therapy and be at the focal point of why you're there. Always remember why you're there. If you're at therapy and talking with someone that's ethical, has your best heart of concern, and your mental health, that's very important. And not biased against what type of therapy treatment or type of road or path that the therapist, whether it's psychologist, art therapy, whether it's sociologist or clinical psychologist or psychiatrist, whatever you choose or whatever you're diagnosed with your primary care, to take you down roads that you did not anticipate, that you're not ready for.
Okay, so it's okay
So
to get...
it's a balance.
Okay.
Sometimes it's too much therapy.
It's okay to get
For some
professional
people.
advice and therapy
Yeah.
if you so happen to
Something
go
with
down
common sense.
sadness and depression. Is it okay? Is it okay, Ms.
Of course it's okay.
Okay, I just want to get that out. Thank you.
Very important for everyone,
Okay,
no
so
matter the age.
sometimes people don't want to go down the road. As for me, Dr. B,
There's no age limit on therapy.
as
Or
for
family
me,
talk.
Dr. B, how did I feel? How have you felt sadness in the present? I did feel sadness at this stage. There's no doubt about that. When you spend so much, and I'll just say this, so much time and energy with your kids and being a father and being a protector of the family and raising our kids, it's been all the time and energy on each and every one of the kids as they grew up from one stage of life to another. And then letting go. You have to let go.
Exactly.
All of a sudden, because they want to, and rightly so, they are adults. And you have to be reminded, particularly as father and as husband, you have to let go. And that is a little bit of a sadness, period, for myself. And to step back and give our adult kids their right and the feelings and their emotions that they have to experience themselves. And see, that's where, as a empty nester, you got to realize you can't control things that happen in your adult kid's life. You got to step away from it, and they got to experience it. They have to have here we go, have to have their own lived experience. Yes, they have to have their own lived experience, and so that's what I've learned to step back. And it's a phase. It's kind of funny, but you do have to allow your kids to have their own lived experience so they can develop their own set of skill sets separate from yourself and mom and dad.
Oh, yeah. And I could have said that I'm predisposed because I had postpartum depression and thyroid storm, went straight into a thyroid storm, and I could have been, and I had postpartum depression, and I could have been predisposed to that condition with the thyroid balance for the rest of my life. But I worked with the good doctors, and they got me out of it.
Yeah,
and
needed specialists.
we needed a specialist for that. And once I got out of that, I advocated natural therapy, natural supplements. What can I do? Energy, exercise, moving about, having people motivate me, people who care, people who love, people that's in your corner, want the your best of hearts.
Stay involved.
Stay involved. And I got up and said, I'm going to push through this. I pushed through it. And with doctors' help and family love and friends, and I just
It was just us, Mrs. B.
Yeah, it was just a specific choice. When you have
let's
choice,
be real. It was just us.
Going.
It was just me and Mrs. B.
Yeah.
It wasn't family, friend. No. Come on.
Well, yeah. Well, you talk to them on the
but
phone
the network,
and visit. They come visit.
The network,
So
the
those
network
conversations
on a daily
happen.
basis, Mrs. B.
That's true.
It was just you and I.
It was tough.
It was very tough.
At that time. So
in that time, it was very tough. Let's not
mostly
sugarcoat
joyous.
it. Come on,
Mostly
Mrs. B.
joyous. I'm being real, but mostly joyous.
Yeah, I know, but
It was tough. It was
yeah,
tough for a husband to
it
go
was
through.
tough from my standpoint.
Yes, it was.
And again,
And
I
there-
did the best
and
I
at
could,
times,
and we got through it.
Vice
It was-
versa.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. You too. It's tough.
So there you go. I think we answered the question.
Overcome.
Have you felt sadness and depressed as an empty nester? It comes with the territory, Mrs. B.
I'm going to give you an anecdote that my mother said. Be yourself. My father said it too.
Uh-oh.
But also your parents had taught me something.
Yep.
I could be. When I was going through postpartum with the first child. Woo! And it wasn't really that. I just had strained my neck, and I didn't know what it was. Yeah. Woo! I had strained my neck. I didn't know what it was.
There's a lot going on. Let's not go down that road. We're going to keep it short and tight.
We're going to keep it short and tight, but let me give you your parents' anecdote. And there's a female anecdote.
There you go.
And your mother said to me,
Okay.
along with my mother, the importance of what my mother said, was even if you are not feeling it and you are having a brand new baby in your arms, you get up, you dress yourself up, you fix your hair like you're getting ready to go somewhere on a presentation or a gala or an event. You put on your makeup the way you want if you choose to. Wash your face, have it clean, put on your best finery. Even when you're at home, best you can look, best you can be, because that one step, combing your hair, fixing yourself up, putting on something you like, something you enjoy to do. I was always on the natural high, still am. But that was important because what it meant, from my mother's standpoint, be yourself, and from your mother's standpoint, one step at a time gets you there. One step at a time. And sometimes 1 minute.
There you go. Thank you for that last message. It was very, it was special.
It was.
Oh,
It
new
was.
insight.
We can talk about
New
it.
insight from Mrs. B. And so we want to thank Mrs. B. And we want to thank you, the listening audience, for this show, podcast show number 15. Have you felt sadness and depressed as an empty nest? Wow, we really dug deep on this, Mrs. B.
Yeah, we revealed some things we needed to reveal. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's quite normal to do so and to talk about serious things, but also make light of it and not just sit into and not just dwell in the sadness or if you're in depression or sadness. You have to make light of those things, and that's what gets you going. One step at a time, 1 minute, 1 hour.
Well, there you go.
One
That's
day.
show number 15. Only thing I have to say now is peace out, everyone.
Peace in.